Here's our warm-up round with our mental maths, just like we do every lesson. Listen carefully for how it works. So what you have to do is I'm going to give you some time. I'm going to give you 3 minutes for this. You, where you are at home, you write down your answers, and then at the end, we'll come together and we're going to go through the answers and you can mark your own work. Okay. So if you don't finish, you don't finish. It's just one of those things. We try and do better next time. Okay. So you've had a chance to already glimpse at it. So now we're going to start with 3 minutes and off you go. Do the questions that's on the board. Write your answers down privately there at home, not in the chat. Lamini, just carry on with the task. We'll get to your question later. We've got about a minute left, everyone. "30 seconds. And I've got to remind you, but I think you guys know, no calculator allowed. And stop. That's 3 minutes. Well done, everybody. Okay, so let's have a look at the answers. You can just mark your answers where you are. So all we did today was a bit of doubling and halving. The reason we do doubling and halving is because it's very, very important for mental maths and for working with multiplication. It really helps you with your multiplication. So if you can double and halve, that's a good way to improve your multiplication. So if we double 25, we get 50. If we double 38, we get 76. If we double 126, we get 252. If we double 296, we get 592. And if we double 512, we get 1024. Okay, let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So give yourself a mark for each one that is correct. Okay, next we're going to go on to the flow diagram with the halving. So this one you just had to be careful not to be caught out, because this means there's a number that is halved to give you 63. So what number halved gives you 63? So that will be 126. So another way that you can think about it is, if I double 63, then I get 126. But what number halved is going to give me 139? So that will be 278. And then what number halved will be 315? That will be 630. And then what number halved will be 422? That's 844. And what number halved will give me 513? And that will be 1026. Okay, again, you can give yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks, and brag in the chat if you did well. Well done, guys. I see quite a few 5 out of 5s. Excellent stuff. Right. So the next one, we double again, and double again. So if you were smart, or maybe you thought of this as, oh, this is too much work to go double, double, double. If you double, so that's times 2, and double again, that's times 2, and that's times 2 again. So what are you in fact doing? You're timesing by 8, because 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So that was another shorter way. You could have, someone got 15 out of 5. Well done. So that was a shorter way to think about it. Otherwise, you could have gone 8 double is 16, double 16 is 32, and double 32 is going to give me 64. So you could have done it step by step like that. There's many ways to do it. There's always many ways in mathematics to do stuff. Okay, then 24, we're going to double. That's 48, and then we double it again, and then we double it again, and that's going to give me 192. So 24 doubled. You can even have written it maybe if you wanted to work sort of systematically. Okay, then 110 doubled is going to give me 220, and then we double that, that's 440, and then we double that, that's 880. I really love doubling. Doubling is one of my favorite things because the numbers are just so nice. They just come together so nicely. Okay, now 59 doubled, so that's going to give us 118. And then 118 doubled is 236. And then we double that again, that's 472. And then 81 doubled is going to give us double times by 8 is going to give us 648. Now, again, Mark, see how many you got for this one. I wonder how many people got full marks for this one. Okay. If you missed something, ask a question, guys. Then I know where to go back to. There's a few people who say that they can't hear. Guys, if you can't hear, please contact one of our teaching assistants. They will help you. We have given instructions as well. Find the icon with the audio, and then you need to connect to audio. Okay, now remember that you are most welcome to take screenshots. So if you are maybe in a position where you didn't do so well, maybe got only 1 or 2 right, go home and try this again, okay? And yes, we did this fast, but it's not always about working fast, okay? So if you want to go and sit and do it a little bit slower on your own, I would definitely recommend that if you didn't do so well this time around. Okay, because like I say, doubling and halving is something that really helps us with multiplication. Okay, we've got questions. Remember the 5-second rule. If I ask you to unmute and you don't ask your question, I move on. Okay. Larona, you can unmute and ask your question. Okay, Larona, 5 seconds are up. You can also type in the chat. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
At 3 over there, isn't it supposed to be times 6 when you like double, like combine all the times 2s?
Oh no,
like
let's
8.
think about that. So if we times by 2 and then we times that 2 by 2, that gives us 4. And if we times that 4 by 2, it gives us 8. So it's not the same as timesing by 6, but the same as timesing by 8. Okay, next question from Masana. Unmute Masana.
So ma'am, here I don't understand the number 3, ma'am.
Which one of number 3?
The second one.
Which number? The 8, the 24, the 110? Which one?
The 24, ma'am.
Okay, so 24 doubled is 48. We double it again because that's what the flow diagram tells us to do. 48 doubled gives me 96, and then I double 96 to get 192.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and then Didi is next. Didi, you can ask your question.
It's fine, ma'am.
Okay, and then Brianna is next.
Ma'am, if you said that we are going to have quizzes, how do we do the quizzes?
Okay, we're going to get to that in about 20 minutes. All right, so just hang on.
Okay, ma'am, it's fine, ma'am.
We'll tell you exactly what to do. Don't worry.
Yes, ma'am, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, last question from Otsepa Khetse.
Ma'am, I don't understand number 3, number 81.
81. So
Yes.
what is 81 doubled? Can you tell me?
Let me quickly calculate it, ma'am.
No, no calculator. Let's
No,
break
I'm
the
not with
number
the
up.
calculator.
So we can break the number up into easier numbers like 80 and 1. And then we're going to double the 80, which gives me 160. And if I double the 2, the 1, then I get a 2. Altogether, that gives me 162. So 81 doubled is 162. Now I'm going to double 162. So 160, I think it's quite easy to double 160, but you need to break up the number in a way that works for you. So if we break it up like that, 160 and a 2, I can double the 160 to make it 320. And then I can double the 2 again, which gives me 4. So that's 324. And now I'm just going to double that again. So altogether, that gives me 324. So now I can break the number up to double it again. I can break it into 324. I can also break it 3 ways into 320 and 4 like that, but I need to double each of those and then put everything back together again. So 324 doubled, that's going to be 600. And this is going to be 48. So we put that together, that gives us 648, which is our final answer. Okay. Right, everybody, we are going to move on. We'll take some more questions later. We just need to get through our lesson. And today we're going to have a look at some rounding and then we're going to do some addition and subtraction as well. So can everyone just put hands down, please? And later on, when I give you a chance, you can ask some more questions. Okay, so let's see rounding. I wonder if you guys can remember how to do rounding. So I think let's see first if you can remember how to do rounding. So this first one here, we've got 45,782. And the question asks, no questions now, guys. I'm explaining, so please put your hand down. Round it to the nearest thousand and then round it to the nearest 10,000. Okay, so if we round 45,789 to the nearest thousand, take a moment to think what the answer is and then tell me in the chat what you think the answer is to the nearest thousand. Okay, so if we are rounding, I see some of you got the answer, but I think some people are confused. So listen how to do it if you've forgotten. So if we picture it on the number line, so all you do when you round is you change the number to be closer to 1,000, the next 1,000, or the next 10,000. In this case, it's 1,000. So if we look at the number on the number line and where it is positioned, we have to look at the thousands. So the thousands is this place value here, right? So it is going to be closer to 46,000. So we're going to round it to 46,000. Now, when you round a number, the digits, the 7, 8, 9, because you are rounding it, think of it, the zeros are round. So that is why you don't have 7, 8, 9 anymore in the digits. You only have zeros at the end. Okay. So think of rounding as those digits just becoming zeros. And we go to the nearest 1,000. And the next one is to the nearest 10,000. So let's think again. If you got it wrong here with the 46,000, draw a number line for yourself and try again. So now we're looking at the 10,000s. So if you think of 45,789, and we are now counting in 10,000. So this is 50,000 and this is 60,000. 45,000 is going to be more or less in the middle. And that means it's going to be about here is 45,000. So 45,789 is going to be a little bit closer to 60,000, like over here. So where are we going to go to? Are we going to go to 50,000 or to 60,000? What is our answer? 50,000. Some people are saying 50,000. Good job. 50,000. Okay, but look at the 789. So the 789 makes it go just past the 45. So now it's actually closer to the, sorry, what am I saying? This should be 40. I'm making a mistake. This is 50. So it's closer to 50,000. There we go. My digits were wrong. All right. So do the next one. See if you can manage that one on your own. Don't put answers in the chat yet. We'll put answers in the chat in a minute. Okay, yeah, no problem. Zano, you can also watch the recordings again afterwards. And if you don't, if you've missed something, then please ask. Everyone, remember, it is not meant to be a race. So take your time. We're going to only look at this in about a minute. Miss Naliswa, I just need to check. Okay, so you got my message, all right. Okay, right. So we rounded the 23,000. Let's see, everybody. To the nearest thousand, I see people say 23,000. I agree with that. Well done. And then if we round to the nearest 10,000, what did we say? Nearest 10,000 means it must be like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, etc. So which is it going to be? It won't be 50. 50 is too far away. We go to the nearest one. The nearest 10,000 is going to be 20,000. And draw your number line if you are getting confused. Okay, last one. Give this one a go. This is to the 1,000, 10,000, and 100,000.